Anyone who believes the world is not what it is supposed to be and wants to live a higher and truer life is welcome to Auroville. Started planning the city, she planned 4 zones. At that time, you see, there is the symbol of the mother, which is based on Sri Aurobindo's vision of the universal mother. It has at its center the small circles surrounded by 4 petals. So at the center is the Mahashakti, the universal mother, surrounded by the 4 aspects of the mother, which are wisdom, power, harmony, perfection. These are the 4 powers which come down on earth to do the work for the universal mother, and in their turn they have the 12 attributes. So all these are the qualities or the attributes of the mother. All this information you can get also in a brochure. And when she planned the city, she made 4 zones, like a bit like the 4 aspects of the mother. You had the international zone, the residential zone, the industrial zone, and the cultural zone. And each zone was isolated by a park. And this park would flow into, beyond the zone, into what she called the green belt. You know? So together with the city and the green belt is the master plan. And in the master plan, the green belt is about 65% of the master plan is the green belt. And inside the city, 52 to 55% is green and open space. So you see, it's a very, I don't think any city has so much open space, so much greenery, you know. I don't know, I'm not a city planner or I have not studied all this, but this is the plan. And she worked together on this plan together with the architect for 3 years, and she inspired him. And he came up. He would bring her designs, which she would say, "You still haven't got it." And finally, she approved it. It is not a complete, full plan. It's sort of a, how do you call it, a general guideline of. It's like a galaxy. And the master plan was created later based on this design. It's a basic design. So finally she blessed it and she said, "You work on this design." So there is a city with a green belt, but the green belt was created to grow food for the inhabitants of the city. She was a very practical person. And she wanted that Auroville is self-sufficient, that we grow our own food. And there are a lot of things. She gave a lot of guidelines for Aurovillians, and some of it you heard in the first part of the movie, in the text. You know, and where money will not be the sovereign lord, where people will have access to everything. You know, all the high values of life, like let's say music, art. Now it is only those who can afford it, but she wanted that it is available to all, and there is no price on it. I'm putting it in my own words, so that the consciousness of the people can be raised and it doesn't depend on your social or financial status. She didn't want that there is exchange of money between the Aurovillians, that it's a society. So all this, she gave the very broad guidelines, and we are trying to implement it. It is not easy. And there are people from all over the world who have come. Everyone has their own idea, their own background, their own education, their own idea of how to implement it. So this is the whole process we are going through. She wanted education to be for the sake of learning, for the joy of learning, and not to get a degree or a certificate, and that it is something very open and not oppressive for the children. The children can grow freely. So I have said everything in my own words, and these are values and principles where we are trying to go. We are not there yet. Because it's not so simple to, for example, just create an economy with no exchange of money between Aurovillians is not so simple. Because we are a society with all the services, all kinds of products we produce for ourselves, for the people outside. Now, if I want to buy something somebody has created, how much should I pay or should I not pay? Or, these are the things we are working on. Now, in the education field, some children want to go out and study, so we have to find a solution for them, And but somehow the project still moves forward because, as she says, all people of goodwill are welcome. So we need this goodwill to try out this new way of life, this new experiment. And we always find a solution. If we keep trying, we find a solution. So, any question you have, please feel free to ask.
So how many permanent Aurovillians are there here right now, and what's the typical life of an Aurovillian on a day-to-day basis?
Yeah, so we have, all of us, we have to, work is very important. She told us that we should all take up work and do it as karma yoga. Now we should understand what is karma yoga. And karma yoga, from what I understand, is whatever you do it as an offering and not to gain money. And so the way how it works right now is that we all have our work and we get our basic, we are taken care of, our basic needs are taken care of. You may be an engineer where you can earn outside a lot of money, but you do the work that is needed to be done and you get your basic. If you're ready to live like that, you're welcome. But it hasn't exactly worked out like that. So these are complex issues. An architect, they design a house, they can earn a lot of money designing a house. But you're not supposed to, you're supposed to get the basic. Or you can be a farmer doing organic farming, you don't earn so much money, but you should still get your basic needs covered. So this is the ideal situation how it should work. But it doesn't quite work like that, and we are aspiring, attempting to go in this direction. Because human nature is always, there are a lot of complications and lot of permutations and things like that. So people who work in the services, they all get their basic maintenance, but people who work in a commercial unit, I think they get a little more. So now who's to say how much, if there is a living guru who can say, no, you have to do this, and they obey, or they have to listen. But now in our society, we cannot, it has to come out of our own goodwill. You see, this is the thing. In Sri Aurobindo's yoga and Mother's yoga, everything has to be done out of free will. Then it works. So this free will to do the right thing is, let's say, our present sadhana. We are at the very basic stage. So we have schools here. We have from pre-creche to high school. We have sports education, because in Sri Aurobindo and Mother's Yoga, it is the integral education they talk about. It's the education of the whole being. It's not just your mind. You have to educate and develop your faculties, your emotional being. It's not just the mental being, and your physical being is very important. So physical training, for example, she says, if you don't do, in order to do meditation, your body has to be strong and flexible. You cannot sit for meditation. It is, for long. I'm just giving a very simple example. In order to receive a new force, your body has to be strong and supple. These are very spiritual visions, very occult visions. But this is what she has told us, and I am telling you. And because they talk of the integral, and Sri Aurobindo's yoga is the integral yoga. which is the transformation of the whole being, not just that you reach great heights spiritually and you go into the Brahman, become, and attain your moksha, your liberation, and you're one with the Brahman. He is not talking about that. He says it's by bringing the divine life into your day-to-day life, transforming your day-to-day life is his aim. And that's why we have a collective, it's a collective experiment.
Commercial and service activities that go on.
Yes.
The community, their time and their life actually. So how is the work actually assigned? Because there will be a lot of say engineers coming together. They all want to work. But is there an organization which assigns work? How does it work?
So far it's very spontaneous, organic, The engineers come, sometimes they don't do engineering. Doctors come, they don't do medicine or practice medicine. They do something else. But we do have engineers, doctors who are there, and you see, there's a whole city to be built. Engineers are needed. Sometimes you have to go and convince an engineer, please, can you do this work? So it's very open, it's still not very organized. We need to do that. And because we are still a small society, we have only about 2,500 to 3,000 people, including a few hundred children. So, and the population does not increase because the city has still not come. They need places to stay. So we have to build the city. Ideally, if somebody wants to join Auroville, they believe in this, they want to try out this experiment, they would find themselves the work, and Auroville will take care of their need, including their lodging. You see, that is the ideal situation, but we are not there yet. So, for example, we have all built our own houses, but this house does not belong to us, it belongs to Auroville. So the commitment to this project has to be to that degree, that you spend your own money, build your own house, but if ever you want to leave, it stays with Auroville. You will not be compensated for it. So, and fortunately, we have a lot of people who really have come together. They believe in this project, they believe in the vision. They come and they give everything they have, they spend their energy, their money, and try to do the best. So this is how it is at the moment. Right now, it has shifted slightly to that we start to make housing projects where we can house people when they come in, they join. And so we especially need young people because there's a lot of work to be done. A lot of work, and you need energy and you need the youth. But as you read in the charter, she wanted a youth that never ages. So it is the spirit which has to remain of the young, of always trying to progress, always trying to move forward. That is the secret of youth, she told us. So, for example, the inside Machimandir, there are two, when you go inside, there is a lot of marble, white marble. These marble were laid by two doctors. They didn't practice, but they did that marble. So you have a lot of people who come with who have learned, who have a profession, but they come and do something else here. We also have that. You discover you have a lot of talents, and there is a possibility for you to express yourself through these talents. That is also possible, and there is no hard and fast rule as such. It's up to each one.